Hello, welcome to Verbaling. I'm Teacher Oakleaf. For the next hour, we're going to be focusing on using English to do some problem solving. After a brief introduction, looking at some common phrases that we use to introduce a problem, and to introduce a possible solution, to show agreement or to show disagreement. Students in the class, we will all imagine ourselves. We'll do a little role play exercise. We'll imagine ourselves to be the staff of a hotel, and we are having a meeting, and we're going to try to solve a number of problems which are happening at our hotel, hopefully utilizing some of the phrases that we have learned, and also other English conversational language that we would use, for example, in a business meeting to discuss problems.
Perfect.
Okay, hello, Vincenzo. How are you?
Hi, teacher. I'm fine. What about you?
I'm okay. Thank you for asking.
Why this so spoiled?
What's that?
What's about this kind of?
I don't know. I just a little confused. I have a lot of
things to do.
A lot of classes today. No,
Oh yeah, you are very busy.
One class I'm talking about TOEFL, and the next class, last class, idioms.
Yeah.
Now it's
I don't know how
business.
Yes, I don't
Next
know how
class
can,
would be grammar.
Yes, how you can manage all this.
Yeah, it takes me a minute
to
to get my mind into the flow of a totally different kind of idea, totally different topic. Excuse me for that.
No, not excuse me, but
yeah, yeah. Yeah, my head's still in the last class, in which we were discussing idioms that we use when we're talking about problems. So anyway, okay. Anyway, any viewers out there, please join us. The more the merrier in this class, actually, because the more possibilities to discuss solutions when we're talking about problems, the more the better. Okay, I'm going to get started, however.
I have tried to think about this, the way to say this, teacher, to give advice. Yes. I've found some sentences, some phrases, some words in order to give advice. Yes, but I don't know if they correspond to what you are showing in your lesson.
I don't know either. You can certainly express them to me, and we can talk about them, and that would be great, actually, since that is basically the idea: proposing advice or proposing solutions. Very simple, very basic. You know, one problem is that usually is that the blank subject, verb, object. Okay, one problem is Harry's a thief. Okay. Solutions, these are very basic. One solution is to, or we could say we could.
Yes,
we could offer a suggestion. I think we should. Again, using could. Should is a little stronger because we use should to give advice or make suggestions. We could just means you're offering up one of many possible solutions. It's a little less strong.
Less strong, yes.
I think so. I recommend that. This is even stronger than should. Recommend is a stronger version of should, really. Okay. Do you have any other ways of presenting a solution that you were?
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, like what? Let's talk about
Yes. For example, I found if I were you, I
Uh-huh.
dot dot dot. I think it would be better if
Uh,
I think it would be better if you understand it.
mhm. Yeah, I'm gonna write them down and then we can
Yes,
talk about
another kind to say this. Why don't you do something? You know, why don't you do? Yes,
it.
it's another way. As I see it,
Okay.
or dot dot dot. Yes, yeah. To me, dot dot dot.
Okay.
To me, dot dot dot.
Okay.
It seems to me that dot dot dot.
Okay. This is very much the same thing.
Yes, in my opinion, you should. In my opinion, you should.
mhm.
I think that dot dot dot. I think that dot dot dot. I believe that the
Okay.
same dot dot.
It's pretty much the same. All right.
Yes, according to me,
Ah.
dot dot dot.
Okay.
The better thing to do is dot dot dot.
Oh my goodness, you have a lot of them.
Yes, no, no, like only this.
Okay.
But you
Okay. Well.
can tell me the other one if you. Yes.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Yes,
let's
yes, yes.
talk about them. Okay. Well, let's take a look at these. Let me quickly welcome Hogan to the class. Hi, Hogan.
Okay.
Hi, good to see
Hi.
you again.
Welcome back. Okay. Our lesson is kind of practicing using expressions, transitionals to introduce problems, to introduce solutions, and to show agreement and disagreement. Okay. So we started looking at some basic ones, and Vincenzo has offered a number of other possibilities. Okay, so let's talk about them. If I were you, I would, well, first of all, this is a classic construction of the second conditional.
Yeah.
Past tense in the conditional clause or the if clause, and then using the subjunctive would for the to introduce the solution. Yeah, classic. Okay. Right. Obviously, if I were you, obviously we'd use this construction to give advice to like one person. Right.
Yes. Yeah, I think there is a short form for the in order to say this. If I were you, teacher, can you remember me? A short form, me in you, something like this. I don't remember.
I'm not sure what you mean, but for example, I would use this one if I was giving advice or making a suggestion to one person. However, another possible form, which we can use to talk to a group of people, which we're going to do later.
Yes.
If it were me.
Yes. Or maybe it's short form.
Or possibly, I want to talk to a group of people, a board, for example, in a business. I might say, if it were my decision, I would blah, 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 blah.
Yes.
Yeah. That way I can use this construction to talk to many people.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's a very good way to do it. Very appropriate. Okay. It's a polite form, really. It's perfectly appropriate. Here's another very polite form. It's a little more, it's not really direct speech. It's indirect speech. All indirect speech is going to be considered more polite. Instead of just saying, well, you should. I think it would be better if, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, this is actually, these are nice, polite forms. Why don't you? Very direct.
Yes, more direct. Yes.
Why don't you? Or okay. It's perfectly acceptable, though, and actually I've heard this construction many times. Why don't we, again, talking to a group, why don't we, and then make my suggestion to the group, like in business. This is common. All right. As I see it, now, okay, these are interesting. The next couple, as I see it, or to me, or it seems to me, to tell you the truth, all right, it seems to me we could or we should. Yeah, they can be introducing a solution, but Vincenzo and everyone else, I could also put that up here in this list to introduce a problem. And this is a more polite or indirect way to actually introduce a problem. As
Also to introduce a problem.
Sure.
Also
Yes. Right. As I see it, we're not doing enough marketing in the younger sector of our humor base. Okay. It seems to me that, we need to work harder at blah, 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 like that. So really, that's interesting because they could be really kind of used for both. Yeah.
Yes. Both. Yes.
Really, same thing with in my opinion. I believe that actually all of these could be actually used for both. Vincenzo, I don't like this one.
Yes, well, because it seemed to me the same, in my opinion.
Yeah, it is, but okay, because here's why I don't like it, because according to, we usually use as a transitional, as a signal phrase to reference somebody else's idea. So it sounds a little bit like when people talk about themselves in the third person. Like if I said, Oakley says, this is not a good phrase to use. In Oakley's opinion, this is not a good phrase. It sounds like I'm talking about myself in the third person, which frankly sounds weird if I'm not an editor of a newspaper or if I'm not the Queen of England. According to me, the Queen of England, all women shall not wear socks on Tuesdays. It sounds a little pretentious and over the top.
Yes. So it can be used at the beginning of a sentence.
I would not use this ever, frankly.
Yeah.
I never have, and I never would. It sounds extremely pretentious, like you think you're God or something, or the Queen of England. It doesn't sound good because we use the phrase "according to" to reference somebody else's work, which you feel is superior. So if you're saying according to me, you're saying according to me and my superiority.
Yes, it's not good. It's not good.
Yeah, it's not good. I don't like that. I do like the last one here, though. This is a very nice way to introduce, and maybe with "I think" in front, possibly, or in my opinion, I think, or I believe, the better thing to do. Okay.
It's a little pretentious, no? Little pretentious.
No. I don't think so. I think this is indirect, and I think it's very polite. Actually, the opposite.
It seems pretentious. It's not. It seems to me very
unpretentious. Yeah, I think it's fine. Okay. Let me quickly welcome Ken. Hi, Ken. Hello, Ken.
Yes, hello.
Okay. We're warming up a little bit by looking at phrases we might possibly be using in our little activity coming up here. All right, some quick ones for agreeing and disagreeing. I think it's a good idea. I agree with Ken. All right, simply agreeing with someone. I am for, and then expressing whatever the idea is. Disagreement. Okay. Here we go. Now this kind of polite form here, you're conceding a point. It's a good idea, but cats are lovely, friendly animals, but I prefer dogs. I think we should get a dog. Okay. You're conceding a point. So this is a concessionary disagreement. You concede a point. Well, you're right up to a point, but there's a but there in which you're going to express your disagreement. All right.
It's polite form not to say but, no?
It's polite. It's a polite form.
Polite form. It's a good idea, but
yeah. This next one is very direct. It's just completely direct. I disagree with Ken because he doesn't know what he's talking about. Okay. Well, all right. That one's for being very direct. I'm against it because, all right, also quite direct. A little more indirect, a little more polite. The problem with that is, and to make this even more polite, we can use like modals. The problem with that might be.
Yeah. Excuse me, teacher. Can I have a link of this?
Yeah.
I should possibly have a link.
Maybe. Hang on. Oh, okay. Yeah. Hang on. Why can I? Once I have opened the class, I find this impossible. This document is under the class description. You can get it.
The class description. Okay, I didn't see it.
There's a document attached under the class description. For some reason, when I'm running a class, I cannot actually grab the link. It automatically feeds me. It just pops open the actual.
Yes, but this document include also this sentence that you are writing or not?
No, of course not.
Oh, it's a pity. It's a pity.
It's a pity. Well, if you want that, I'll tell you what you can do. If when I'm in class, I occasionally edit my documents and add things we talk about. If you or any other students in the class or out of the class who are watching, if you ever want a copy of those, let me know during the class, and I'll save a version. And just contact me in, the Verbling chat. Go to the tutoring section.
Yes.
Hi, can I have a version of that? And I will be more than happy to shoot you off a version. Sure.
It would be the complete lesson, no? With all that you have writing about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can do that anytime.
Yes, thanks.
Absolutely. Okay, well, all right, so much for previewing all that stuff. Now we're going to do a little bit of a role play. We are going to imagine that we are the management staff of a large resort hotel with a lot of problems. Okay, we are going to discuss these problems. We are all managers. What do you want to be the manager of? Hogan, what do you want to be the manager of? Do you want to be the kitchen manager? Do you want to be the front desk manager? Security manager? CEO?
Any of the things.
General manager?
General manager, yes.
General manager might be, sounds good.
Sounds good? Yeah. All right. Vincenzo, what manager do you want to be? Any housekeeping?
No, the security manager.
Security manager, very good. Ken, how about you? What's your choice? You could be any manager at a hotel. Which one would you be? Ken, are you there?
Yes, forget on mute. General manager.
Oh, it's two general managers.
Two general managers. No, it's not good.
Another position, I don't know.
Okay. Front desk manager, housekeeping manager, kitchen or restaurant and beverage manager.
Front desk manager.
Okay, great. That's a good one. All right. Okay, great. I'll be the restaurant manager, the food and beverage manager. Often we say. Okay. All right. Great. We all know who we are. All right. Here's our situation. We're in the hotel. We're having a meeting. The hotel is on an island surrounded by beautiful beaches, coral reefs, and mountains. Seems like the perfect place to have a hotel, but dun dun dun. Okay. First problem. There's a lot of theft at the hotel. Someone is stealing food from the kitchen, money from the front desk, sports equipment, from the gym. Guests have also complained somebody stole their wallets. Oh my God. All right, Vincenzo, since you're in charge of security, I will let you
Yes. I think
talk
that
about.
yes, I think that in this case, with all this problem with thieves, we have to set a system of camera in order to monitorize what's happening in our hotel, because we can identify the thieves, and so we can how can I say denounce them to the police. The police. What do you think about?
Okay. Well, let me ask the others here. Hogan, what do you think about his proposal? Actually, Hogan, think about that a second. I want to give Vincenzo a little bit of English feedback. First of all, you use the plural of thief. It should be thieves with a
Thieves.
thief,
Yes,
like
you're right.
like
Thieves.
you
Yeah.
know, like loaf,
Plural.
loaf of bread, loaves of bread, knife, knives,
So
thief, thieves. Yeah.
thieves. Yes, you're right. Yes.
Okay.
So I propose to put a number of camera, in order that in every place of the hotel where there is the restaurant in the front of the desk, in other strategical places. And
Okay.
I would like to know your opinion about this.
Okay. Strategic places.
Yes, strategic place. Yes,
All
it's
right.
right.
And one other vocabulary word you said you wanted to denounce them to the police.
Yeah, denounce.
Well,
I don't know. I'm not sure about the verb to denounce.
neither am I. Okay. Not the way you. All right. Look.
Not that too.
All right. Let me explain a little. To
Yeah.
denounce someone means to publicly call them out, to publicly say what they did wrong, but
Yeah.
not. We wouldn't say I'm going to denounce you to the police. The police don't care about me saying, "Oh, you cheat on your wife and you're mean to you're cruel to your children." The police would not care about that. Okay, I'm
Yes.
denouncing someone. Maybe I would denounce someone. I would make public their bad,
Well, yes.
maybe
What
their
is
crimes,
the right verb in
maybe
order
their
to?
characteristics. The police, you would first of all, the most common way you would say it, you would turn them in to the police. Phrasal
Turn
verb.
them in. Oh, okay.
Turn
Turn in.
somebody into the police. All right, you're making them available for the police to arrest them, which I suppose is what you mean. All right.
Yes. It's yeah.
Turn them into the police, or you could say hand them into the police. Hand them over. Sorry, hand them over to the police.
And them over. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Thanks.
Hogan, what do you think about Vincenzo's proposal for CCTV system, for a CCTV system?
Yeah, I think it's a pretty good idea. So thieves may not steal something if they know they are being captured. So instead of installing small hidden camera, so probably we can install large so that thieves can know that there is a camera working. Yeah, so I think it's a pretty good idea.
All right. Or just put public signs so they know. Okay. Okay. For Ken, I'm going to want your opinion and maybe another suggestion about theft. But while you're thinking about that, let me talk to Hogan. If you said they would not steal if they know they're being captured. Okay. Due to our context and content here, I'm not sure what you mean, because I'm not sure if you mean captured like captured by the police, arrested, or if you mean captured like captured on film, because
Yes.
we captured on film. Okay.
I mean capture and film, and afterward they can hand over to the police. Yes, the imagine the film can can be given to the police in order to hand over the thieves.
Okay. In order to incriminate the thieves.
Incriminate the thieves.
Evidence
yes.
incriminates a thief. Right. But anyway, I was talking to Hogan there. Yeah, you said, oh, they know they're being captured. If you're talking about on film, you need to actually say on film, captured on film. This is
to specify.
Common phrase. Yeah.
Maybe recorded as well, you can say.
Say again, Hogan?
Recorded, how about that?
Recorded,
instead of saying instead of saying captured, this is ambiguous, so you can say like being recorded.
There you go. Yeah. Captured on film, the whole phrase, right, it means the same thing as recorded. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
And good word. Captured by itself is ambiguous. That's exactly my problem. So thank you. Okay. Ken, what do you think of the idea, and do you have any other suggestions about these theft problems?
Yes, I'm just the front desk manager, so I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you're having money stolen from the front desk, so you are direct.
Okay. In that case, monitor camera doesn't infringe someone's privacy. Just monitor the front desk, so it could be a very good idea.
Okay. Do you have any other ideas so you're not getting money stolen from the front desk? Or maybe you are stealing the money?
In that case, monitor camera is not good. Usually monitor camera can work. Or monitor camera and this desk is monitored by camera. That kind of signs also work.
Okay. All right. So your solution is just more cameras. All right. All right. As a restaurant director, I'll tell you, if somebody's stealing food from the kitchen. Okay, kitchens are busy places, so the only time that's really going to be happening is at night. So. Very simple. Padlocks. Put padlocks everywhere and make sure that it's part of the duty of the kitchen closing to padlock everything. All storage, food storage, before you leave. Just like you turn out the lights, you padlock the doors. Very simple. Really.
I don't understand, teacher. What did you mean with the padlock?
Padlock can be used as a verb. Padlock are the big, thick, steel locks that are very difficult to break.
Padlock.
Yeah, and that can lock, just like to lock a door. It can be used as
lock a door with
lock. Padlock can also be used as a verb or a noun.
Yes.
I use padlock because those are the really big ones, like the size of your hand, with a big U-bar. Kind of challenging to break. Okay. All right. Okay. Well. All right. Let's.
Yes, I could say that another solution would be to rent some people in order to control the situation in every part of the hotel. Huh? I think to 1 or 2 people that are that is going to control the situation and the movement of the clients in the hotel.
So
I think it's very expensive. That the first one. This is another solution that could be very expensive.
So you're talking about hiring extra security.
Hiring, yes, hiring extra security. People.
All right. If you're going to use a comparison, it will be more expensive, or it could be more expensive.
Could be more expensive, yeah.
I agree. I think it would be. Of course, it's Hogan's decision. He's the general manager.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Here's one. Okay, Hogan, this time I'm going to start with you for our next one here. Okay. Guests are bored. All right. Guests, Hogan, guests have complained there's nothing to do. There's no activities at night. In the day, few sports and nothing to see. Remember where we are. We're on a beach. We have mountains. We have a coral reef. Hogan, what might you suggest?
I think we need to have some playground for children, and also we need to build a pool so that guests can swim. And also for the people at night, we can make a bar in the basement so that people come together and have a drink and a light dinner as well. How about that?
How about that? Okay. Oh, I like that. How about that? How about that idea? Okay. In English, this is very common to express your idea. You introduce it, some kind of transitional or signal phrase, and give your idea, and then you say, well, how about that? How about we do that at the end? Oh, the very, very native speaker like. I like that. Okay. Okay, Ken, what do you think of that idea? And do you have any other ideas? Be creative. While you're thinking, though, Hogan, one small thing: we should build some playground.
Playground.
Okay. Okay.
I think it would be fine to organize some excursions in the place, teacher. With the so kind landscape, I think it would be interesting to organize excursions.
Excursions, okay. Okay, hang on. So let me make my point to Hogan. Playground, I guess playground is countable, so you wouldn't say some playground. You would either have to say plural, some playgrounds, or a playground. Okay?
Okay.
So you know. Okay, Ken, what is your viewpoint?
Yes, and at that time, plus maybe a one-day trip optional can work.
Okay, excursions, as
yeah.
Vincenzo was saying. Good word.
Yeah.
Okay. Where are you guys excursioning to?
It's up to the location of this hotel. It's the oceanside, maybe clothing or some other activities and some ocean activities. But if it is mountainside,
mountains,
maybe
okay,
hiking, or if it is a ski resort, one day ski instruction lesson or something like that.
Okay. All right. I like the idea of excursions. Okay. Here I'm. All right, I'm communicating. I like the idea of. Okay, this is another way to show agreement. Yeah, I like the idea of excursions, but depends where you're going to go. Actually, here's another way to express a solution or a point, and that is to give an example from your own experience. So, as an example, actually, one hotel that I stayed in, which was actually really, really remote in the mountains, so there really was nothing to do. There were no nightclubs. It was not in a city. It was very much in the middle of a natural area with no city and very little civilization. But they had these excursions that were really cool, where we went like on a night hike excursion, and they showed us like bats and tarantulas, giant spiders, and all kinds of crazy things at night. It was very exciting. Also, there were different excursions to try to go see different birds and different animals, and hiking on the mountains, as we've said before. And somehow they managed to keep everybody busy. So I like the idea of excursions and maybe nature-related excursions. I would add. Yeah.
If there is nothing to do, teacher, you can put some books in order to read, to be read. Right. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. That's a possibility, I suppose. Okay. One other point I would like to make, and maybe Hogan, you could address this. Your ideas about building a pool and a playground, and you're the general manager, so it's up to you. But geez, that seems expensive. Although those seem like good ideas, I would really like to get a raise.
Yes, but I agree about this because we have to do something in order to okay, can I say, to be interesting, you know, be
Okay.
in some way. A spa also could be interesting, you know, to do a spa now or there, no?
A spa. Okay.
Where you can have massages, yes.
Massages. Yeah.
Massages. Yes,
Okay.
besides the other things like this.
All right. But I would like to hear how Hogan addresses my objection to spending all that money. Hogan?
Okay, yeah, I understand that. Yeah, building a pool and building a playground might need a lot of money, but I think those two are essential for the guest. So even if it's expensive, as a general manager, I strongly need to construct those two facilities.
Hogan, can you be my boss? You like to spend money in real life? Okay.
As you
all right.
Yes.
All right. Okay. I have possibly another suggestion to reduce the cost. How about if we do a playground, but based on our environment, like using the trees in the forest and the whatever, like a obstacle course or something like that for children, but using some natural elements, which might be cheaper in reality. What do you think of that?
It sounds like a good idea, but I think it's a little more dangerous because the children can fall down.
Yes. Yeah, I agree with this.
And also for some children. So yeah, I don't really agree with you.
Okay.
Try to figure your money to build it. Okay.
Yeah. Good job. Good job with your English, expressing that in a polite, indirect way. Great job. Okay. Oh, this one's about me. So, okay, I'll ignore about the food. I want one for Ken. So, where's a good one for Ken? All right, Ken. Oh, let's talk about complaints about the staff. Ken. All right. We've had complaints about the staff. Many guests say the staff is rude. Rude, Ken, rude. Unhelpful. The staff members argue with each other in front of the guests. Sometimes they swear at the managers. Oh my goodness. What are we going to do?
I think monitored camera can work. In the meeting, you know, the meeting staff watch the recording to review the attitude of them, and they can self-correct them after that.
Would that require having a voice recorder?
I think so.
Which again would be more expensive.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or role play. This kind of thing, role play might work. You know, that kind of the meeting in role play.
What do you mean, like role reversal exercises?
Role reversal or role play or self-help type of.
But yes, but I think it's also included in the camera, no? This kind of recording, no? Also with imagine and voice are recorded at the same time. I think no.
Depends on your system.
Depends system, yes. Yes.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Well, role reversal in meetings. That's okay. That's kind of a form of counseling. All right, Vincenzo, what do you think about? Can suggest.
I think that.
Do you have any other?
Yes, another suggestion could be that we could organize to train the staff in order to be more polite about the client, towards the client.
Towards the clients is better.
Towards the client, yes, a kind of training. I'm thinking about a kind of training. I think it could work in this way, because and naturally to punish in some way the staff that is not behaving correctly, correctly.
Yeah.
Yes, I think this training and punishment when they are not behaving correctly.
Yeah. Okay, Hogan, do you have any more suggestions or input?
Yeah, I think the training is essential for the step. But I think also we can introduce rating system. So we can install a box so that the guest can freely write down the rating about the step, so that the step can be more kind to the customers, I guess.
Okay.
It's a very cheap way to do it, but I think the effect is huge, I guess.
Okay, so some form of customer service survey?
Yeah.
Customer service survey, okay.
Could be a very expensive solution, right?
Yeah, oh, that's an interesting suggestion, actually.
Yeah.
Being that I used to actually really be a general manager, food and beverage manager, so I've actually done this job I'm pretending to have. That's very interesting because it's a very interesting suggestion because there are a select few of customers who are just mean, angry, evil people. Yeah, and they will just say mean, angry, evil things. It doesn't matter how perfect everything is. They just say evil, and you know everything was perfect for them, but they're just evil people. So you got to be careful about those customer service things. And 90% of people write what they really think, but there's I don't know, 5% or something. You can't. You got to be careful how you interpret the data from those types of surveys. Quite honestly, in my opinion, that's just my opinion. But that's an interesting suggestion. Frankly, I don't know what country these people are in, but if we were in America, they would just simply be fired. There would be no question. There's really no alternative. No one would consider any of these suggestions. You're fired. That's it. Go away. I don't know.
It's the only solution. Yes.
Well, yeah. I mean. This would be like
no punishment. No punishment. No punishment.
Egregious behavior to just share co-location, hopefully useful co-location in English. This would all be considered fighting on the grounds of where you work. That's instant dismissal in any American company, except for maybe if you work for World, WWE wrestling or something, where fighting is your job. But anybody fights, you're gone. You're gone instantly. Nobody's even going to talk to you about it. Pack your things, leave. If you're rude to a customer and you're caught, you're gone instantly. There's no remedial training. There's no.
So it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen because people know they'll be fired instantly.
Yes.
It's known. Everybody knows that. I mean, Is it the same situation? I know we're slightly off our role play, but I'm just very curious because I find this a very curious complaint. It just wouldn't exist in the United States. All the staff would know they'd be fired for all three of these, any of these three complaints. I'm just curious, like Vincenzo in Italy, would somebody be fired for these things, like being rude to a customer or arguing with another person?
But I think that it's not so sure as in America, teacher.
Okay.
Yes, I think that they must behave in this way many times. I don't think only one time. A certain number of times in order to be fired.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Yeah. Well, I could amend this. It would depend on the nature of the argument. If they were just an argument and it was a one-time thing, yeah, all right, that might get smoothed over. But if there was any physical violence, they would certainly be gone. Okay. Hogan, how about for you? These kinds of complaints, would these be firing offenses in like Korea?
Yeah, I think it depends on the rudeness. For example, if you say very harsh word, then and also fight with the customer or guest, then that's the good reason to be fired. But just minor, not quite kind, that might be just a warning, I guess. Maybe it happens again and again, then you will be finally fired, I guess.
I guess that's closer to really what I was. Yeah, that's true. Okay. Yeah, that sounds reasonable. That's more like what I guess American is like. For example, it's rude if the staff ignores a customer, but they're not like swearing at them or anything. But that's, for Americans anyway, that's considered extremely rude.
Yes, teacher, but there is a problem. How can you establish what is the guilty? What is the guilty? Because you are not present in the situation. So the waiter or something like this can say, yes, the things are was going this way, and the other people thinks the opposite of the waiter. Yes, the difficulty is to define exactly the situation and if this.
Well, I don't know. Again, I don't know about other cultures. In America, there would be a hostess or a manager on duty watching, and they would be right there, pretty darn quick before anything got.
Yes, I think that if a client make a complaint, it's not sufficient, no. Because you have to verify the situation or not.
Yeah, if that's what I was saying, if it's after the fact. That's why I was saying you have to be careful about customer service surveys.
Yeah.
Because there's some people who will say bad things, they will lie just because. Yeah. That's the kind of people they are. Okay. Okay. Ken, just to get your input as well, are any of these things firing offenses in Japan?
Yeah, if it is too excessive, too extreme, they would be fired. And usually, arguing customer, fighting with customer, except a rare case, maybe it cannot be permitted.
Okay. How about swearing at the manager? What if I swear at a manager in Japan?
Sometimes it happens, but it's a matter of how frequently or how extreme it is. Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Case by case, yeah.
All
right. Working kind of environment changed. Maybe 40% of people nowadays hired either kind of dispatched worker or temporary worker, so they are easier to be chopped off than ever.
To be chopped off? Okay. You wouldn't really say chopped off, to be axed. It's a similar word. Is that what you mean?
Fired, yeah.
Fired. Yeah, if you're axed or you get the axe, that means you're fired.
It could be also kick off, teacher. Kick off. No.
No, not kicked off.
No.
You're kicked off like a team. You can be kicked off the team.
The team. This is an expression for the team.
All right, so it's a little different. Kicked out, you're kicked out of a bar, or you're kicked out of a concert or something because you're rude. But we don't use this for work. We don't say he was kicked out of work.
Okay.
You're kicked out of a public place. You're kicked off an organization or a team. But
yes.
We don't use either one of those for work. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's find another crazy thing. All right. Well, this one's we might have to get creative. Vincenzo, back to you. The hotel is difficult to get to. There are no buses coming from the airport to the hotel. The taxi from the airport is very expensive. We are remote.
Yes, remote. So we have to hire a navetta. Can I say navetta is a little bus in order to transport the customer from the airport or from the hotel to the airport, and vice versa. Yes. What do you think?
Yeah. A van or an airport van. Sometimes they're those little vans. I know what you're thinking of, or sometimes they're called a shuttle.
Like a shuttle, yes. And I forgot this word, a shuttle. Yes.
Okay. That seems reasonable. Hogan, what do you think?
Yeah, I think creating a shuttle bus system is a pretty good idea. Like every 15 minutes or so people from the airport to the hotel, and then we also put some advertisement in the airport so that people, and also if you have a little more money, then I would like to contract with a bus company so that we have a new route from the airport to the hotel.
That's a great idea. Yeah, subcontract a new route or something like that. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Ken, do you have any brilliant ideas about transportation to the hotel?
Yeah, maybe shuttle bus can work. And I don't know other idea, or a tie up with the travel agency to tie up with travel agency, agents. I mean, to pack for the package tour.
Okay, for package tour, which you then subcontract transportation for.
Yeah.
Is that what you mean? Okay.
I mean, if it is in a package tour, bus bring the customer to the hotel. So
I think we should bring them to the hotel by sailboat or by helicopter.
Whatever, but they are the part of the tour. So yeah.
I think we should go to a major port and buy a submarine and bring them to the hotel. They'll never forget it.
Also a jet, teacher. A jet.
Yeah, a Harrier jet. The kind of jet that can fly straight up in the air. Yeah.
Helicopter, yes, helicopter. Yeah.
That'd be great. I would personally love that. Yeah. Okay. One more. We just got a few more minutes, so all right. Let's go to food. Complaints about the food. The guests have complained. The food tastes terrible.
It's a disaster, this hotel, teacher.
It's a disaster. This hotel
is a disaster.
Just sell it. They've also complained the food. It is a disaster. We've also complained the food is the same every night. Some vegetarians were very angry because every dinner has meat. Okay. My gosh. All right, Ken. What do you think? Do you have any suggestions?
One solution is to prepare the buffet style restaurant.
Okay. Buffet. The T
Buffet.
is silent. Buffet.
Train. Yeah.
Sounds like it has a AY on the end. Okay. Buffet style. Okay. Possibly. All right, Hogan. Any suggestions for the food?
Yeah, I'd like to fire the existing chef
There you
and
go.
hire new chef so that make the good food and also put some vegetable in the menu.
In this way, we are going to fire everyone. Huh?
Pretty good idea. It's such a disaster already.
So
Really.
the manager could be the only one in the hotel at the end. No?
Hogan's the only one left. Yeah.
Well,
Absolutely. Yeah, frankly, so would I fire the. I actually agree with him. I mean, this is the chef's responsibility.
But is it not the fault of the director in this way, teacher?
Yeah. Okay. Ultimately, yeah, it is. So he should need to do something about it. Like
you are going to fire yourself, teacher. Fire.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Once you're the top manager, you can just fire everyone else. See, that's how that works. You don't actually have to take any responsibility. Yeah, this is just really incompetence on the part of whoever's in charge of the food. Really, it's ridiculous. I actually agree. Yeah. Okay. There's no excuse for it. All right. And frankly, there's no excuse for this whole hotel. It's a disaster.
Disaster, complete disaster.
We should all be fired.
Define.
Here's my final solution. Let's burn the hotel to the ground, collect the insurance money, and split it up. We can all leave the country. Woo! Okay, thanks a lot, gentlemen. I have to get going. Another class to get to.